Peace, peace, peace. Love, love, love. Unity, unity, unity. Community, community, community. Family, family, family. Peace, 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 peace. Love, 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 love. Unity, 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 unity. Community, 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 community. Family, 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 family. It is 5:06, January 9th, 2025. I am a millionaire funeral director whose check is deposited. If I can, I must. When I win, I win. When I lose, I win. Failure is not an option. I'm going to set myself up for success. I will take action in my life now. I will participate at a level 10 at all times. I will always be on time in my life. I will always do as I said I would. I will build the right relationships with the right power team. I will empower myself to succeed. If I can, I must. When I win, I win. When I lose, I win. Failure is not an option. I'm going to set myself up for success. I will take action in my life now. I will participate at a level 10 at all times. I will always be on time in my life. I will always do as I said I would. I will build the right relationships with the right power team. I will empower myself to succeed. The first book I'll be reading is called Conspiracy: The Greatest Plots, Conclusions, and Cover-Ups by Charlotte Gregg and Mike Rothschild. Random chapter, random page. Ready? Go. Okay. This is about, okay. Okay. Checking something. Chapter 3. Secret societies. Throughout history, man and woman, but it is predominantly man, have formed societies for the mutual advancement for the members, to share one another's proclivities, or simply to socialize with like-minded individuals. That some of these societies have been secretive cannot be denied. But just how suspicious should we be of these mysterious groups of people? The Bilderberg Group. Take a small group of world leaders, sequester them in a luxury hotel surrounded by men with guns, keep their meetings shrouded in secrecy, and do year after year. What do you end up with? A conspiracy theory about the elite getting together to talk about all of the horrible things they are going to do to the rest of us. This is the crux of the Bilderberg Group, a small and ever-changing roster of notables in politics, business, academia, and culture that meets yearly to discuss global issues. The group first meet in 1954 at the Bilderberg Hotel in Oosterbeek, Holland, to discuss the rise of anti-Americanism in Western Europe. It was comprised of one of the conservative and one liberal from each invited country, with the discussion informal, non-binding, and above all, secret. Since that first discussion, a Stern committee has invited about 120 people to a different location for a weekend of conferences held under Chatham House rules, where any attendee of the meeting is free to use information from the discussion, but is not allowed to reveal who said it. As as the leaked notes from one meeting put it, all participants spoke on an absolute personal basis without committing any government or organization to which they might belong. In order to facilitate complete frankness, the discussion were confidential and no representative of press was admitted. While the actual discussion of Bilderberg Group meetings aren't disclosed, the list of attendees among the luminaries to attend at least on one Bilderberg meeting have been Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Angela Merkel, almost every modern British Prime Minister, Hillary and Bill Clinton, Henry Kissinger, multiple members of the Trump administration, Emmanuel Macron, Prince Charles, and countless other important and powerful people. Secret lobbying for an anti-democratic European superstate. Conspiracy theorists say that Bilderberg meetings, which haven't been held at the Bilderberg Hotel since the first year, as the most powerful people in the world talking about things they don't want anyone else to know about. The anti-Bilderberg factions has counted among its number Oklahoma City bomber Timothy McVeigh, 1999 London bomber David Copeland, Fidel Castro, conspiracy theory expert Alex Jones, American arch conservatives, and Osama bin Laden. Those opposed to the Bilderberg Group describe conversation topics as nothing less than how to build a socialist urban European government, or even worse, one world government, devoted to crushing all opposition against it. The public conspiracy website Collectively Evolution claims that Bilderberg is made up of a small group of people and the corporation they run who completely control all aspects of human life and charts out the links between Bilderberg participants and pretty much everything else imaginable. Another highly viewed conspiracy site, globalresearch.ca, cites a Bilderberg wish list, including centralized control of world population by mind control, a new world order with middle class only rulers and servants, a zero growth society without prosperity or progress, only greater wealth and power for the rulers, and a global welfare state where obedient slaves would be rewarded and nonconformists targeted for extermination. The Bilderberg Group meetings are also lumped in with other conspiracy theorist touchstones like the Illuminati, Skull and Bones Society, Trilateral Commissions, and Freemasons, the New World Order, and the Council on Foreign Relations. While their relationships to each other are a Venn diagram of accusations at heart, they are all believed to desire a cashless society ruled by mass socialism called 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 with genocide or eugenics, and where all rights are taken away in exchange for security from threats they have created. There are a long list of quotes from prominent Bilderberg attendants, such as Bill Gates, appearing to claim he wants to use vaccines to call the populations, to Henry Kissinger spouting off about aliens landing on Earth. And all of this is done without any accountability to the people or access to the press. In luxury hotels surrounded by armed guards, razor wire, and even helicopters, as David Rockefeller was reported to have said at the 1991 Bilderberg meeting, It would it would have been impossible for us to develop our plan for the world if we had been subjected to the lights of publicity, publicity, publicity. I'm sorry. During those years, enterprising journalists are constantly prevented from reporting on meetings with heavy scrutiny, harassing reporters who try to get close, and a few long-time Bilderberg chronicles even being arrested. As the theory goes, if a Bilderberg members were not conspiring to do us harm, then they wouldn't meet in secret. Only people with something to hide feel like they have to hide what they are doing. Banal meetings of the important people. There's little separating the conspiracy theories about the Bilderberg group from those about any other elites, except that what we actually know something about them. The list of attendings is published yearly, as are the location of the meetings. They may have a lot of security around and not want reporters writing about it, but that's far more likely due to the unofficial and unbinding nature of the discussions, and those discussions are useful as a way to safely workshop new ideas and strategies with participants routinely praising the open and secure exchange of ideas. At the least, at the least, Bilderberg functions are nothing more evil than a supper club for the rich and powerful, as the one British journalist put it. Beyond that, we actually do know at least some of what's been discussed at individual Bilderberg meetings. WikiLeaks has published official reports from a number of meetings from the 1950s to the 60s, along with a few from the 1980s. As far from being secretive discussions of who will be destroyed next, the topics are aggressively normal, even banal. For example, the notes of the 1958 meeting in Turkey contains discussions about how the West regards China, the future of NATO, increasing cooperations with the U.S., and the early notes on the economic unification in Europe. The meeting in Cannes in 1963 had discussion about the recently concluded Cuban Missile Crisis, French rejection of the UK joining the European Economic Community, criticism of outsized American military spending, and fraudulent trade with the developing world. In the 1980s, meetings notes from Aachen, Germany, contained frank talk about the alliance between the United States and Western Europe, observation about Iran, ruminations on the SALT nuclear arms treaty, whether or not European nations should join the American boycott of the 1980 Moscow Olympics, and how NATO should regard the future Russians aggression. Peace, Oren. Make sure y'all get your juice. This is grapefruit. That's good. Also had some apple juice today. You know I got my tea. And my breakfast this morning. If I just tapping in, I'm reading. I was reading Conspiracy, The Greatest Plots, Conclusions, and Cover-Ups. What tea is that? Today tea is ginger turmeric tea, and this one is the I forgot the other one. To be honest with you. Okay. So yeah, shout out to my wife. She's crushing it, y'all. Um, on YouTube, I've been watching her YouTube lately, and I just want to tell her I'm proud of her. She should be proud of herself, cause man, she's doing an excellent job. That's Dionne's life on YouTube. She's been doing it for 5 years, y'all. I got to give it up to her. She's special. Um, but saying that, make sure that this video go from 1 share to 10 shares, 10 shares to 100 shares, 100 shares to 1,000 shares, 1,000 shares to 10,000 shares, 10,000 shares to 100,000 shares. Yeah, I know the rest. 100,000 shares to 1,000,000 shares, and it's all start with you. Yep. So I'm gonna be reading the next book, which is a little bit of astrology, an introduction to the zodiac. Colin Bedell. Random page, random chapter. Shout out to Michael Manna. He's a chef in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Shout out to him. This was in the book, so that's a more shout. Yeah. So Leo, go figures, right? Charismatic, courageous, faithful. All hail the monarch. In the peak of the summer sun, our galaxy star radiance proudly behind the Leo constellation and shines the majesty of the eternal flame on the royal born and influence. Can we honestly blame the Leo, the only zodiac sign ruled by the sun, the center of our solar system, for holding a predisposition of fullness and mirth? With the universe crown placed firmly on Leo's head, the roar clears the throat, waits for the kingdom silence, and declares, I will. The fire burning inside the lion's heart is the power of the convictions, firmly held beliefs. Since their personal sense of worthiness is the least likely to be negotiated by external parties, Leos believe they can achieve positions of authority, success, and influence. Conviction is a fiery force multiplier. When Leos announce on their throne, I will, the universe replies with, and so it is. And any thinking personal convictions aren't inherently conceived by the fires of righteousness or rightly used. If a Leo ruler relies on authoritarian tactics, their convictions are self-serving, dogmatic, and vehemently uninterested in concerning another possibility. To shine with the glory of 100 suns, Leos must understand how to share conversational space, resources, understanding, and forgiveness with others in the kingdom. Privileged but heavy is the head that wears the crown. To fortify the fires of the charisma, Leos must honor the Latin definition of courage. In the other, in other words, as explained by Dr. Brennan Brown, share the story of the whole heart. A heart-focused fire sign Leo demonstrate the power, not danger, of emotional exposure. We assume silencing our emotions and convictions sets us up for safety, but does it really? Now, if you ever witness a Leo confess their love unapologetically, you be anointed by the church of vulnerability. You see that Leo fire power is keep burning by sharing their their emotionality. It's secure Leo's safety. Its courage is Leo's life. It is one of the bravest, most faithful moments in the human experience. Brave-hearted Leo is the first to say, I love you. that's on point, and I love y'all. All my supporters, all my subscribers, all my leaders out there. I love y'all. My family, my wife, my friends, my brothers, my sisters, my nephews, my cousins, my aunt, my uncle. Um, Let me see. I love y'all. I love that. What book this is? This is a little bit of astrology. So yeah, we promote peace, love, unity, community, family. Um, Oren, if you don't mind, when is your birthday? And again, you don't have to answer that, but when is your birthday? Oren is my moderator on YouTube, so shout out to Oren holding it down for me on my YouTube side. When is your birthday? Why he tell me his birthday? I'm gonna go to another page. Let me see. I'm gonna go to Scorpio. Let me see. Where is the Scorpio at? Um, 16. I think it should be coming up pretty soon. Scorpio. Scorpio. Erotic, regenerative, loyal. The Gothic sensible inside the dead of autumn become a masterpiece of nature. Annual traditions, the harvest, and the decorative elements reference the dead, the mystery, and the monsters who are alive and thrive in our subconscious. I suspect the universe architect these annual rituals since it directs the fog from the top of the sea to the city streets on the most autumn mornings. You have a choice while you stand in your home's doorway between the safe inner world you see it and exploring outside horrors lying hidden in sea smoke. Do you want to stay inside where it's safe and never know the truth of what's going on? Never know what's the truth of what's outside? Or will you leave this comfort zone so you might investigate your fears and radically transform in secrecy? Scorpios waits for your answer. For many Scorpio, as the space is far away, Scorpio's planetary ruler Pluto is the last in our galaxy. Ancient astrologers crossed their river Styx to discover that the ideas ruled by Scorpio lived in the underworld. Souls marked by Scorpio chose to have sights from the in depths to walk among the living. Without truth, there could be no death. Death dwellers, Scorpio says, I trust and identifies the wisdom of the abyss few dare to discover from fear. To live is to suffer. To love is to break your heart. To dream is to fail. Scorpio invites the pain of these truths inside their heart. Since it knows truth, pain cannot even pain cannot ever be outrun. Therein lies the Scorpio alchemy and its plutonian power. When Scorpios confront and kill the familiarity of pain, they find their peace. If they choose to stay in their homecoming to hell, Scorpios offload pain vengefully, like a Scorpio's death sentence and stinger. fluent with hellish realities and ill-equipped, Scorpio struggles to imagine a world where people are doing the best they can, and are worthy of trust. It's unreasonable to imagine that the universe gives Scorpio an assignment to understand the darkness without the means to harness the light. As an individual assignment between the universe and each Scorpio, they need to only ask who cries forgiveness, apology, mercy, and old trust. Appropriate appropriate direction by the universe will be given while Scorpio listens carefully. Every Halloween, I imagine a talk between the angel of death and a Scorpio. I can hear the Scorpio ask Death, "What is the meaning of life?" The hooded figure reminds Scorpio of their intimacy with their collective shadow, wounds, and pains. Therein, Scorpio is trusted with the most potent healing balm from others in struggle, the realization that since trauma and death are inventable, inventable, no one is alone in trauma. With this empathy, Scorpios use the regenerative power to rise themselves and others from the dead. Wow. That was a Scorpio. Okay, I'm gonna read one more and let's see. Let's do a Gemini. Oh, no. So I said let's do a Gemini. It popped up. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Air, intellect, relationship, innovation. Gemini, intellect, intellectual, dynamic, articulate. Hi, friend, interrupts the silence in the air. No one's in front of you. The voice tone feels familiar. A warm breeze grazes your neck. Shh, they are reading. Scolds the second voice, but it sounds like the first. You see no one. You hear wings flapping and then the faint touch of a feather on your neck. A summoning wind descends behind you, followed by a thud. The Gemini twins have landed. One greets, one greets with a smile. The other twin is stern, but the only one who warms. But the one who was warm is now withdrawing. The, the stoic twin just winked at you. Their winged sandals are the only thing in common you find. I'm Castor. This is Pollux. What's your name? The human first appearance in the zodiac, Gemini greets the zodiac as twins in partnership. With Quicksilver, Mercury initiating Gemini's Gemini's linger. They possess his speed, curiosity, and intellect. In flight, the twins use this inheritance to understand the interpersonal arts. Gemini's favorite fly zone is in thin air. I think, and they would pull the appropriate word, pointed question, or topic and present dialogue in the effort to understand whoever or whatever is in front of you and in front of them. Within each Gemini is an order and listener. Which twin you receive, which twin you receive depends on your verbal techniques. Few signs elicit confusion like Gemini. If Gemini's air miles are without rest, they speak specifics first, change their mind while doing so, and forget to tell the listener. But before you can reach for their ankles to confirm while they fly away, they're already 500,000 feet in the air. I'll tattoo their response. I don't know where right now. I'll tell you when I get there. On every Gemini's arm, if I could, so Gemini could maintain impeccability with their word. If the listener doesn't like it, then oh wait, The twins are gone, and forget who doesn't care. Indeed, the Gemini paradox of understanding connection with detachment is akin to the paradox definition, seemingly absurd but true. Through their universe, wisdom is infinitely intelligent. Gemini is no accident. Think about it. Contemporary relationships confuses relationships with ownerships and camouflage trust with certainty. Aries freedom and comfort with the unknown. Castor and Pollux tell us that while you feel attached to another, you are not entitled to everything about them. And while you may understand something psychic extensively, you do not have the right to know it all. In doing so, Geminis give us the permission to belong to ourselves first and freely takes to the sky. A little bit of astrology. Then the last book I'll be reading is Kobe Bryant, The Mamba Mentality. Alright. Make sure you get your juices, your waters. Grapefruit. Get your teas in there too. Make sure y'all detox your bodies. Daily. Make sure y'all go subscribe to my wife page as well. Dionne's Life. Make sure you share this video. Make it go from 1 share to 1,000,000 shares, and it starts with you. Random page, random chapter. Cause I read this book. Matter of fact, this is why I stopped that last time. So I'm gonna. I took the design of my Nikes very seriously. And it goes back to the craft and detail. For some players, sneakers were about looks and shine. Excuse me. Again, it goes back to craft and details. For some players, sneakers were about looks and shine. For me, it was always about the peak performance. It was about the fact that I was on my feet for 48 minutes at night and relied on them to do my job. I was absolutely perfectionist about the technology that went into my signature shoe. I cared about every little detail. I cared about the weight distribution, the materials, the cut, the traction, the durability. I was meticulous about every curve, contour, and stitch. I'm gonna get some Kobe's. I'm about to get some Kobe's. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good day at school, y'all. Go kick school butt. Go get them good grades. Peace. Give me the monkeys. You gotta do the monkeys before you leave. I was meticulous about every curve, contour, and stitch. I didn't want any loose ends. I didn't want my foot sliding in the shoe. I didn't want anything that could take my focus even for an instant off the game. My sneakers didn't just have to be comfortable. They had to help me to perform better. Nike fortunately loved that kind of challenge. Each signature shoe improved on the one before it. We were always getting better, always striving for innovation and greatness, always looking ahead. All right, Oren, I'll see you in a minute. Peace. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely get some Kobe's. I had one pair of Kobe's. No, two pair. I had the Crazy Eights and the Mamba Rages. And I didn't understand shoes at that time, like on the hoop court. So or in peace. Keep it real. When I was young, my mindset was image, 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 image. I took that approach with the media. As I became more experienced, I realized no matter what, people are going to like you or not like you. So be authentic and let them like you or not for who you are, for you or not for who you actually are. At that point, I started keeping all of my answers blunt and straightforward. I would mix in some humor and sarcasm too. I think fans and reporters came to appreciate the real me. The big unknowns. My routine with the Team USA compared to my NBA routine was inconsistent. I tried to stick to my regular road workouts, but the big unknown was always the environment. During the NBA season, I knew how every city and stadium operate, which made it easy for me to visualize everything from the bus ride to the final buzzer. When you go to China, Spain, the UK, Turkey, you don't know what the bus to the game is going to look like. You don't know what the training room is going to look like, and you don't know what the layout of the arenas. Those details tend to vary, so I had to adjust accordingly. Mentally, though, I approached I approached national team games with the utmost intensity. I knew I was playing against guys I had never faced before, and I knew I was going to defend the other country's best player. So I locked in. I studied a lot of film and tried to figure out who my opponents were. The last thing I wanted to do was risk stepping out blindly against an unknown but great player. Preparation was crucial, was critical, was critical. I'm sorry. Coach K and I became close when I was in high school. I gained a lot of respect from him as he recruited me, and I would have attended Duke had I gone to college. Getting to play for him over a decade later with Team USA was fulfilling. A few things about him stood out. For one, he was really intense, which I could appreciate. Outside of that, he really cares about and loves his players. Most of all, his competitive spirit resonated with me. He and I approach winning and losing the same way, and that winning is the goal, and losing isn't even on the table. Our nation, our nation means so much to Coach Mike Karowski, Coach K. He really hammered home the significance of getting to represent our country. Everything he did, from having generals come to speak with us, having soldiers be a part of our preparation process, having us take tours of national monuments, was aimed to was aimed at increasing our admiration and love for America. You could sense that in the way he had us playing and the intensity we showed. I always aim to kill the opposition. The main thing LeBron and I discussed was what constitutes a killer mentality. He watched I approach every single practice. I constantly challenged him and the rest of the guys. I remember there was one half when we were messing around. I came into the locker room at halftime and asked the guys in the less point guard PG manner, what the what when the we doing? In the second half, LeBron responded in a big way. He came out with a truly dominant mindset, and I have seen him lead that way ever since. Hey, baby. When I was on the national team, I could focus on what I wanted to. With the talent we had, I knew I didn't have to worry about offense. I knew I didn't have to stress over scoring. I was able to single-mindedly focus, like I always yearned to, on playing defense. It let me focus on putting our opponents in straitjackets and erasing them from the game. Oh man, playing with other great players in the sense was fun. D Wade and I will always talk about the technique of stealing the ball. He was great at reading passing lanes, and I was great at locking down on the ball. So I would force my man into the corner while D Wade would look to pick off the pass. Uh, I never, I had never played with a player like that before. I played with a lot of length and guys who suited my game, but I never played with a guard that explosive. Man, it was fun to hunt with D Wade. uh, I was one of the elder statesmen on our national teams. I already had 3 rings, had just gotten to the finals, and was poised to go back again. From that perspective, I was the alpha in the locker room. I didn't really pick anyone else's brain. If anything, because I was so much more experienced, other guys would approach me about incorporating aspects of my game into theirs. For the most part, we discussed executional elements of basketball because the international game is played differently. I had an edge because I grew up playing in Italy, so I would help guys adjust how they were processing the actions in our schemes. My process with the Team USA was different from most of the other guys. Most players listen to music every game. They have their headphones on religiously and use music to get them in the right state of mind. They even sang and danced. I rarely even did that. Sometimes, even when I had headphones on, there wasn't any music playing. It was a feint. It was a feint to keep people away and to get in my zone. I did the same thing. Um, for the most part, before games, I just, for the most part, before games, I just like being there, hearing the sounds of the environment, and observing everything. Imagine to he's heroin to feel the energy of the environment. Of course, I'm gonna read it here somewhere. I made every second of the national. I made every second of the national anthem count. During those precious moments, I'm hearing all the little sounds and embodying the energy of the arena. I'm taking the opportunity to be aware of what's going on, to be aware of the teammates around me, the basket in front of me, the basket behind me, all of the sounds and the objects. It's a full concentration understanding of the arena. In essence, I'm trying to feel that energy of the environment and allows it and allow it to move through me that then propels me and fuels me to have a great performance. I've done that since I was a kid, sort of naturally. I never put too much thought into it. When Phil Jackson came through, I started to understand the importance of my personalization, meditative process. From then on, I placed an increase and emphasis on it. I wouldn't say my leadership style changed over the years. I like challenging people and making them uncomfortable. That's what leads to introspection and what's that leads to improvement. You can say I dare people to be their best selves. That approach never wavered. What I did adjust though was how I varied my approach from player to player. I still challenged everyone and made them uncomfortable. I just did that in a way that was tailored to them, to learn what would work and to learn what would work and for who. I started doing homework and watched how they behaved. I learned their histories and listened to what their goals were. I learned what made them feel secure and what against their greatest doubts lay. I once I, Here I come. Once I understood them, I could help bring the best out of them by touching the right nerve at the right time. You need help, baby? You need help? Okay. At the beginning of our first championship run, Tex Winter put me in charge of the triangle offense. He made me young me, that de facto leader on the court. Some guys chafed when they heard me calling the shots, and I couldn't have cared less. My philosophy was Tex Winter. The Tex Winter put me in control, and if you don't like it, me calling you out for not being in the correct spot though. Once my philosophy was Tex Winter. The Tex Winter put me in control, and if you don't like me calling you out for not being in the correct spot, tough. Once guys understood my motivation, they started to fall in line. As I got older, that they didn't even need to understand why. They instinctively followed. They knew what my goals for the team were, and they knew what I was trying to do. In my final years, I was really hard on D'Angelo Russell, Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance Jr., my younger teammates. I was trying to use my 20 years of experience to expedite their growth. Now, a few years later, it's gratifying to see that Jordan is wearing my number in Cleveland. That shows me they really internalized and understood my motivation and hopes for them.
There you go.
Aww.
I wanted to make you smile. Gotta give people their flowers, you know?
Aw, so
Love you.
love you too. Look at that, y'all. I appreciate it. So go to Dionne's life on YouTube. She's crushing it, y'all. You see what she just did, you know?
I'm proud of you, babe, because you doing what you got to do, going live and doing great things, and you don't never let nothing stop you. And I love you. I look up to you. I admire you.
Aww. Well, on that note, y'all, I'm gonna skip down the road. Yeah, so yeah. Go subscribe to her page. You know what? I'm gonna do okay. Put this right here. The Lakers are a family. We are family. Now I'm gonna read the Holy Quran with English translation and commentary. Milani Muhammad Ali version. We'll probably just read one section. Random chapter, random page, and it goes right now. Chapter 5, the food, section 9, the mockers. Oh, you who believe, take not for friends those who take your religion as mockery and a sport from among those who were given the book before you and the disbelievers, and keep your duty to Allah if you are believers. And when you call to prayer, they take it as mockery and a sport. That is because they are a people who understand not. Say, O people of the book, do you find fault with us for aught except that we believe in Allah and in that which has been revealed to us and that which was revealed before, while most of you transgressors say, shall I inform you of those worse than this is in retribution from Allah? There are those whom Allah has cursed, and upon whom He brought His wrath, and of whom He made apes and swine, and who serve the devil. These are the worst plight, and further astray from the straight path. And when they come to you, they say, we believe, and surely they come in unbelief, and they go forth in it. And Allah knows the best what they conceal. And thou seest many of them vying one with another in sin and transgression, and they devour illegal gain. Surely evil is that which they do. Why do the why do not the rabbis, rabbis, and the doctors of the law prohibit them from their sinful utterance and their devour unlawful gain? Surely evil are the works they do. And the Jews say, the hand of Allah is tied up, their own hand are shackled, and they are cursed for what they say. Say both his hands are spread out. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about the flowers. He disperses as he pleases, but that which has been revealed to thee from thy Lord would certainly make many of them increase in inordinate and disbelief, and we have cast among them enmity and hatred till the day of resurrection. Whenever they kindle a fire for war, Allah puts it out, and they strive to make mischief in the land, and Allah loves not the mischief makers. And if the people of the book had believed and kept their duty, we would certainly have removed from their evils and made them enter gardens of bliss. And if they observed the Torah and the gospel and that which is revealed to them from their Lord, they would certainly have eaten from above them, from beneath their feet. There is a party from keeping to moderate course, and most of them evil is that which they do. Section 10. Section 10. Christian deviation from the truth. O messenger, deliver that which has been revealed to thee from thy Lord, and if thou do it not, thou hast not delivered his message, and Allah will protect thee from men. Surely Allah guides not the disbelieving people. Say, O people of the book, you follow no good till you observe the Torah and the gospel, and that which is revealed to you from your Lord, and surely that which has been revealed to thee from the Lord will make many of them increase in inordinacies and disbelief. So grieve not for the disbelieving people. Surely those who believe in those who are Jews and the Sabians and the Christians, whoever believes in Allah and the last day and does good, they shall have no fear, nor shall they grieve. Surely we made a covenant with the children of Israel, and we sent to them messengers. Whenever a messenger came to them with that which their souls desire not, some of them they called liars, and some they even sought to kill, and they thought that there would be no affliction, so they become blind and deaf. Then Allah turned to them mercifully, but many of them again became blind and deaf, and Allah is seer of what they do. Surely they disbelieve who said Allah, He is the Messiah, son of Mary, and the Messiah said, O children of Israel, serve Allah, my Lord and your Lord. Surely whoever associates others with Allah, Allah has forbidden to him the garden, and his abode is the fire. And for the wrongdoers there will be no helpers. Surely they disbelieve who say Allah is the third of thee. I apologize. Surely they disbelieve who say Allah is the third of three, and there is no God but one God. And if they desist not from what they say, a painful chastisement will surely befall such of them as disbelieve. Will they not then turn to Allah and ask for forgiveness? And Allah is forgiving, merciful. The Messiah, son of Mary, was only a messenger. Messengers before him had indeed passed away, and his mother was a truthful woman. They both used to eat food See how we make the messages clear to them? Then behold how they are turned away. Say, do you serve besides Allah, that which controls for you neither harm nor good, and Allah is the hearing and knowing. Say, O people of the book, exaggerate not in the matter of your religion unjustly, and follow not the low desires of people who went astray before and led many astray and went astray from the right path. That was from the Holy Quran with the English translation and commentary, Mulani Muhammad Ali. As you know, Allah's greatest gift to us is time. So thank you for spending 55 minutes with me. I really appreciate every subscriber, every follower, every leader, everyone that heard this video, liked this video. I'm grateful for everyone out there. Make sure y'all drink y'all juice. This is grapefruit juice. Next one is apple juice. Make sure y'all drink your tea. This one says, you are unlimited. And I end this with showing y'all my breakfast for the morning. Pomegranates and blueberries. Dionne's life. You doing your thing. Love you, girl. Remember, peace, love, unity, community, and family. Until next time, y'all. Peace, 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 peace.